All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about the one thing that literally controls everything in your life, and that's your mind. But here's the twist. Forget everything you've heard about motivation. Today, we are diving deep into the raw power of discipline. So let's do this.
Does this sound painfully familiar? You've got these big goals, right? But somehow you're just stuck. You're in this endless loop of I'll get to it tomorrow, and you keep trading those huge long-term dreams for a little bit of comfort right now. If you feel totally unfocused, like you just can't get going, you're definitely not alone. But here's the thing. The real problem? It's probably not what you think it is.
Okay, let me just lay it out for you. The real problem isn't motivation, it's discipline. See, we've got it all backward. We think we need to feel motivated to do something. But motivation? It's just a feeling. It's flaky. It shows up when it wants to and disappears right when you need it most. Discipline, on the other hand, that's a skill. It's something you build, like a muscle you train in the gym. And that, right there, is the difference between just wishing for something and actually commanding it into existence.
All right, let's get into our first section, the battle in your mind. And spoiler alert, it is not about motivation.
So think about it like this. Motivation is totally passive, right? It's something that just happens to you. You watch a cool video, you feel pumped, and then it's gone. It's just an emotion, and emotions are, well, unreliable. But discipline, that's an active choice. You decide to do it. It's not based on how you feel in the moment. It's based on your vision, your long-term goal. That's what makes it so reliable. Discipline is the engine that keeps you going long after the feeling of motivation has packed its bags and left.
I love this idea. Successful people have trained their minds to be like a soldier. And think about it. A soldier doesn't wake up and ask, do I feel like training today? No way. They just do it. They don't obey their feelings, they obey their vision, their mission. Their mind is a tool trained to execute no matter how tired or scared or doubtful they might feel. That is what a truly disciplined mind looks like.
Okay, moving on to section 2. So how do we build this discipline? Well, you have to fortify your mind's gates. It all starts by taking control of what you let in.
Your five senses, they're not just these passive things that experience the world. No, they are the literal gateways to your mind. Everything you let in through your eyes, your ears, it directly shapes your thoughts, your actions, your entire reality. So, the big question is, what have you been feeding your mind lately?
Let's make this super practical. Every time you're endlessly scrolling through social media, seeing everyone's perfect life, you're actually training your brain for comparison and inadequacy. When you listen to gossip, you're training your mind to be toxic and cynical. When you eat junk food, you're literally training your body and mind for sluggishness. So the very first act of mental discipline is to become a gatekeeper. You have to consciously choose what you consume, because what you let in eventually becomes you.
All right, section 3. Now that we're guarding the gates, it's time to go inside. We need to command your inner voice. This is all about mastering your internal dialogue. So what's our main weapon in this inner battle? Is something called auto-suggestion. And look, this is not just some feel-good, wishful thinking stuff. This is active brain reprogramming. You are giving your brain conscious instructions, and you repeat them over and over until your subconscious mind has no choice but to accept them as reality. But here is the absolute key. You have to do it with feeling. You can't just mumble the words. When you say, I am focused, you need to actually feel that laser-like clarity. When you say, I do hard things, you have to feel that strength welling up inside you. It's the emotion that sears the command into your brain.
And these commands, they have to be simple. They need to be powerful. And crucially, they have to be in the present tense. It's not, I hope I'll be focused one day. It's, I am focused right now. It's not, I'll try to do hard things. It's, I do hard things, period. You have to become the loudest, most dominant voice in your own head. Because let me tell you, if you're not programming yourself, your environment, social media, the news, other people's opinions will gladly do it for you.
Okay, but what about all that negative self-talk? The thoughts that just pop into your head out of nowhere? Here's the secret. You don't have to believe a single one of them. A thought is just a suggestion. It's not a command. So when one of those nasty thoughts shows up, here's what you do. 3 steps. First, just pause. Don't react. Just see it. Identify it. Second, question it. Get curious. Ask it, hey, are you 100% true? Where's the proof? And you know what? Most of the time, there is none. And finally, number 3, reframe it with power. So I can't do this becomes, okay, this is tough, and I am totally capable of figuring it out. See, you're not fighting the thought, you're just diffusing it. You're taking away its power. This is such a game changer. Your emotions, they are not commands. They are just data. Think of them like the weather report. The report might say rain, which is just information. You can acknowledge it, okay, it might rain, but you still decide whether you're going outside. Same thing with feelings. You can feel tired or anxious. That's just data. You can look at it, acknowledge it, and then choose not to obey it. Your job is to be the CEO of your mind and say, I see you, fear, I hear you, but my vision is way more important right now. That's what emotional intelligence really is.
Next up, Section 4. Let's talk about how to direct your mental focus. It's all about channeling your energy.
The rule here is so simple, but so powerful. One thing at a time. Listen, multitasking is a complete myth. It doesn't make you more productive, it just makes you worse at everything. Every single time you switch from your email to a report to a text message, you pay a mental tax. You lose focus, you drain your energy. But when you single task, you're actually training your brain for deep, meaningful work. You build momentum, you build confidence, and you can get into that amazing state of flow. So the rule is simple. Whatever you start, you finish, even if it's small.
And the foundational skill for all of this focus, it's mindfulness. But don't let that word scare you off. It's not about sitting on a mountain for hours. It's super simple. Mindfulness is just the practice of being fully present. That's it. When you notice your mind has wandered off, which it will, 1,000 times, you just gently bring it back to what you're doing. I am here, I am now. Think about it this way. Every single time you bring your attention back, you're doing one rep at the mental gym. You are literally strengthening your discipline muscle.
And finally, all this focus, all this discipline, it needs a target. You can't just be disciplined for the sake of being disciplined. You cannot hit a target that you cannot see. Discipline doesn't actually start with doing stuff. It starts in your imagination. You need to give your brain a crystal clear, vivid, emotionally charged picture of what you're fighting for. When your mind can see the finish line, when it can feel the victory, I promise you, your body will figure out a way to get there. Visualization is what gives your discipline a purpose.
Okay, this brings us to our final section. Your decision starts now. It's time to choose. So this is it. This is the moment of truth. That old version of you, the one that's distracted, that seeks comfort, that gets lost in every emotion, it has to die. Today. It served a purpose, sure, but it absolutely cannot take you where you need to go. That life you keep dreaming about, that inner peace you're searching for, that incredible strength you admire in other people, all of it is waiting for you on the other side of daily discipline. It belongs